The hardworking ant and the lazy grasshopper. One bright summer morning, the sun shone warmly over the green meadow. Flowers bloomed in every color, and the air smelled sweet with nectar. In this beautiful place lived two very different neighbors, Andy the ant and Greg the grasshopper. Andy was busy from sunrise to sunset. Every day, he marched back and forth across the meadow, collecting food for his colony. He carried heavy grains of wheat, tiny sunflower seeds, sweet pieces of fruit. His small legs ached from all the walking, but he never complained. Winter is coming, he would tell himself. We must be ready. Not far away, Greg the grasshopper spent his days very differently. He lounged on soft flower petals, playing cheerful songs on his fiddle. When he saw Andy working so hard, he called out, "Why are you always working, little ants? Come enjoy this perfect day with me." Andy paused just long enough to wipe his forehead. "I can't stop now, Greg. There is so much to do before winter comes." Greg laughed and plucked his fiddle strings. "Winter? That's months away. Look how green the grass is. Look how blue the sky is. There is plenty of time to prepare later." The busy summer days. As summer continued, Andy and his ant friends worked harder than ever. They gathered food from dawn until dusk, dug new tunnels to store their supplies, dried fruits and grains so they will last. Sometimes, when the sun was hottest, Andy felt tired. He watched Greg hopping happily through the flowers, playing music for the butterflies. Part of him wished he could join the fun. But then he remembered his grandmother's words, "A full pantry means a warm winter." One afternoon, Greg gave a special concert near Andy's anthill. All the insects came to listen. The ladybugs, the beetles, even the busy bees took a break. "Come listen, Andy," Greg called. "My music will make you happy." Andy shook his head. "I will be happy when our winter food is safely stored," he said, carrying another seed into the anthill. The first warnings of fall. One morning in late summer, Andy noticed something different. The air felt cooler. The leaves had tiny spots of yellow. That evening, the wise old crow gathered everyone together. "Friends," he croaked, "I have flown from the north. The birds are migrating early this year. Winter will come sooner than usual." The ants nodded seriously and worked even harder. But Greg just stretched and yawned. "Old Crow always says that," he whispered to a butterfly. "Every year he predicts an early winter, and every year summer lasts and lasts." The changing season. As September came, the changes became impossible to ignore. Mornings were chilly with dew. Many flowers stopped blooming. The days grew noticeably shorter. Andy's anthill was now full of food. The storage tunnels held 50 jars of different seeds, 20 bundles of dried fruits, 10 pots of flower honey. Greg finally began to feel worried. He tried to gather some food, but he didn't know how. The grains he collected were too damp and grow mold, the wrong kind that ants couldn't eat, not properly stored. The first winter storm. One morning, Greg woke up shivering. Overnight, the world had turned white, snow covered everything. The flowers, the grass, even his favorite sunny rock. His stomach growled loudly. He realized with horror all the plants were dead or buried. His friends had migrated or hidden away. He had no food stored. With freezing legs, he hopped to Andy's anthill and knocked weakly on the entrance. A difficult decision. Andy opened the door carefully. Greg stood there, his once bright green coat now dull and covered in snowflakes. But please, Greg's teeth chattered. Can I have some food? I'm so cold. The other ants gathered behind Andy. He laughed at us all summer, one said. He should have prepared like we did, said another. Andy thought for a long moment. Then he said, We will help you, but you must help us too. Winter listens. Greg came inside the warm anthill. The heat felt wonderful on his cold body. The ants gave him some hot seed tea and a small piece of fruit bread. All winter long, Greg kept his promise. He helped grind grains into flour, told stories to the young ants, played music to keep everyone cheerful. At first, the work was hard for Greg. His legs weren't used to such labor, but as weeks passed, he grew stronger. He also discovered something surprising. Working together with others could be fun too. A new spring. When winter finally ended and green shoots appeared again, Greg was the first grasshopper out gathering food. The other grasshoppers couldn't believe their eyes. Greg, working? They laughed. Did you hit your head during winter? Greg just smiled and kept filling his new storage hole with seeds. I learned something important, he said. Summer doesn't last forever, but good friends do. That evening, as the sun set over the meadow, Greg played a new song on his fiddle. It was a song about hard work and friendship, and if you listened carefully, you could hear the ants humming as long as they worked.